Good evening from Apple Joe Farms. This is Joanna, and I am here with Petunia's twin girls, Miss Scarlet and Apple Blossom. They're waiting for their evening bottle. And so I told them, let's talk about your mama's milk, and specifically about how much she gives. So there's a lot of factors that are involved in the quantity of milk that a doe gives. Let's start with the age of the doe. And we need to understand that the milk quantity changes with the number of lactations or freshenings that the doe has had. And understanding that does which are 5 years of age and older are considered senior does. Come on, guys, cooperate. And so increase in the volume continues to happen from the first lactation on up to 5 years. And after that 5-year point, now we're talking on the average as a general rule. There are exceptions to this, but after 5 years, the milk quantity starts to drop off gradually. And first fresheners make about 50% of what they will as a 3 to 4 to 5-year-old. That's when they're in their prime for the quantity of milk is between 3 to 5 years as a general rule. There's other factors, weather changes, heat cycles. We know that when a doe has a heat cycle and she is lactating, that it causes her to have less milk at that time. So we're talking about stress factors, things like reestablishing dominance in the herd. So anytime that you bring in a new goat or you switch the doe to another pasture with other goats, there's going to be a reestablishing of dominance. And it does bring on stress, and that can affect the quantity of milk for that doe. We do know that feed in high protein is a huge help. So what are the things nutritionally that we can feed them to make a difference, to possibly increase the amount of milk that they're giving? Well, there's a couple of things right off. Alfalfa, we hear a lot about that because it's so high in protein. Just a note on that. I know many understand that alfalfa is costly, especially good alfalfa hay, and not everyone has access to that. So often we switch over and we say, well, I'm going to give alfalfa pellets instead. It's cheaper, it's more readily available, it's quick, it's easy. But the fact is there is something different about the pellet, alfalfa pellets, as opposed to the alfalfa hay with the leaves. And so what's recommended if you can't afford to feed 100% alfalfa hay is that at least try to feed 40%. That will make a big difference in the quantity of hay. And there is one other thing, and I have to say that this certainly is true. Finding that black oil sunflower seeds, you probably hear it referred to as BOSS, black oil sunflower seeds, is a huge help also with getting that milk quantity up there. What helps the quality, though, of your milk? In other words, the richness, the creaminess, the butter fat. Well, that would be your prairie, your orchard grass, which is what I feed, orchard grass, And so really you can see where having a diet of even a 50-50 of orchard grass and alfalfa hay for your milkers will be really, really great in helping to get the richness, the butter fat, to get that quantity up there where you want it. Those are things that are really important. And not to be forgotten, certainly, is the genetics. Those matter. I can attest to that. The first goats that I got, I didn't really know anything about milk genetics and how these can be passed on from the buck side, from the doe side. And so I didn't understand that. And so I just bought some good looking goats, Well, try as I might, the best I could get was a cup milked out of them. And I realized after trying everything I could that genetics do matter. Genetics matter a great deal. In other words, if the sire has a dam that was a good milk producer, if the doe, if their mother, the baby's, the mother, the dam, a good milker, well, they pass that on often. Now, is that something that maybe they won't pass on? It's just like everyone you can have two champion anything, horse, dog, goat, whatever, and are they going to produce 100% champions? No. There is usually maybe one or some that are really nice, but they're not quite what the other one is, the sibling or so forth. And so we can just put all of these factors together, try our best, and it's certainly going to make a big difference, and certainly understanding the genetics, the nutrition, stress factors, all of this plays a part in how much milk you get and also the quality of the milk that you get. So please stay tuned. Next time we're going to talk a lot more about udder health, because that's part of the whole milk scene. And also we're going to be going into pregnancy and gestation. I want to thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope this information is helpful to you. Please feel free to send your questions on over. Let me know what are some things that you're coming upon in your herd that maybe has got you scratching your head. We'll see what we can figure out. And take care and happy homesteading from Apple Joe Farms.